Market update. Standing by is Peter Adebola at the Stock Exchange to give us some perspective on the market. Peter, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you can hear me now.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Okay, fantastic. So talk us through the markets. We've seen the market fall back a little bit yesterday. So one gets the sense that after the very strong moves we've seen recently, in recent weeks, it seems the market is beginning to stabilize. Talk us through the activity we're seeing today.
Yes, if we look at the market situation now, although the market indicators have actually gone down marginally by 0.3% as at the last time I watched the market, but if you look at most of the stocks that are lifting the activity of the market, there are Stanbic IBTC, which has gained about 23 kobo. We have Len Africa, we have Ashaka Cement that are actually lifting the activities in the market right now in terms of price movement upward. But notwithstanding, market capitalization is still within the range of 11.49 trillion, and all share index is still in the neighborhood of 35,486 basis points. So this shows that market is still moving. And based on what we have seen right from the beginning of this year, market has done well, about 28%, and this is because of the impressive performances of quoted companies that we have seen early this year, and because of some impressive corporate actions declared by most of these companies.
Okay, let's talk about where to invest though. Many people will say small caps is a good place to look, given the fact that we've seen quite a few of the larger companies rally so strongly. Are you looking at any opportunities in that space at all? Which companies look interesting to you?
Now, if we look at most of these companies, I will want to talk from the perspective of the investors' delight in the market right now. Right. Up to now, banking subsector is still leading the activity chart on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Yesterday, First Bank was marked down at the price of 19 naira 8 kobo, and even as of today, the price is still moving up. So that is even telling us the fact that despite the fact that most of these companies have actually they have been marked down for their dividend and bonuses, there is still potential for them even to go up. We also saw other stocks that their prices have moved down, and yet they are still going up. Just as I mentioned, Len Africa today, it was marked down before. Yesterday, it traded at about 1 naira 80 kobo, but currently it's trading for 1 naira 97 kobo now.
Right.
And also Nigerian breweries, we have seen Nigerian breweries gaining marginally today. So investors are actually looking at valued stocks to invest in the market. So if we look at the stocks that I will recommend, I will tell you that investors should look at consumer goods subsector as well as the banking subsector, because the kind of return they're going to get moving forward is going to be well impressive.
All right, you talked about quite a few companies being marked down for dividends, and one gets the sense that the rally that we've seen in the first half of the year has really been driven by people looking to get opportunities into companies that are paying out dividends or bonus shares. Now that we have seen the best of all of that, do you think this market is likely to trend lower? What's your opinion?
Yes, despite the fact that most of them have been marked down, at the same time, they equally released their first quarter results, which are very impressive. For instance, UBA has released its first quarter result and is doing 15 billion. So if we look at the quarterly performance and on regular basis analysis, we can see that probably they are going to end the year with about 60 billion. And this is something that is impressive to investors. That is why you see many companies actually looking for the stock right now. If you look at First Bank the same way, they've come up with 24 billion PAT. If we look at straight line analysis, that shows that the bank is likely to end up the year with 96 billion on straight line analysis.
Right.
And that equally shows that, at the end of the day, they are going to still give a good result, good dividend to shareholders. And many people are actually looking for the kind of income that they can derive from most of these stocks. Equally, when you move away from banking subsector, we have seen the like of UACN, increasing in its Q1 performance from 930 million to about 1.12 billion profit after taxation. This is also a welcome development, because just as I said, if we do straight line analysis, we are still seeing that the company is likely to come up with maybe about 4.6 billion at the end of the year. This is also quite impressive, and has made all these stocks to be investors' delight.
Okay. Which are your best picks right now? Which stocks do you think one should start piling up at this stage?
Yes, if you, generally, you can see that there has been an improvement in the performance of the economy right from the time that, right from last year. And I also observe that you are going to see a lot of improvement in most of this, most especially on the consumer goods.
Okay, so
One, on the buy side,
do you think consumer goods are where we should be putting money? So, for instance, will a Nigerian breweries or Guinness be a pick for you?
yes, if you look at the fundamentals of most of these companies, the fundamentals are still strong, even though on valuation basis, you can see that probably most of them are tending to be relatively overvalued when you look at the opportunity cost in the market. But looking at the increase, the enlarged market that most of these consumer goods are operating, and based on the performance in the economy, increased performance in the economy, you are going to see that these stocks are still, they still have potential to equally move. Just as I always say, now when you compare the prices of most of the companies in Nigeria, only few are actually trading above £1 right now. We are talking in terms of Nestle, we are talking probably Guinness that are trading above £1 compared with the way the investors are actually doing. The stocks like Nigerian Beauty, they are still trading, below one British pound sterling. So you can see that most of these stocks, when you look at their prices relative to other markets, you see that they are
All
relatively
right.
cheaper, and that is why investors are
Peter, I
actually
want to get
looking
your
at them.
thoughts finally on an offer that is in the market right now, Transcore. They're doing a rights issue. Your thoughts about that offer?
Yes, we have some rights issues that are coming to the market now, like Transnational Corporation of Nigeria coming to the market for the rights issue. They are raising about 12 billion, 12.4 billion shares at the rate of £1 per share. So with this right, you are going to, the investors are actually showing interest, in Transnational Corporation because
Do you think we should buy Transcore? Do you think it is a good offer to invest in? If I was already an investor, should I pick up my rights in your view?
Yes, many people are actually going to take up their rights from the look of things, because if you look at the market price now compared with the right price, you will see that there is attractive even margin for investors to actually take up their rights.
Right.
If the market price is going for £1.20 now and your right price is going to be £1, isn't that impressive for investors to actually take 20% upfront, taking up their rights?
Okay,
So it's, it's not attractive.